Story Part 3. So now Della's beautiful hair fell about her, shining like a falling stream of her brown water. It reached below her knee. It almost made itself into a dress for her. And then she put it up on her head again, nervously and quickly. Once she stopped for a moment and stood still while a tear or two ran down her face. She put on her old brown coat. She put on her old brown hat. With the bright light still in her eyes, she moved quickly out the door and down to the street. Where she stopped, the sign said, Mrs. Sofroni Hair Articles of all kinds. Up to the second floor, Della ran and stopped to get her breath. Mrs. Sofroni, large, too white, cold-eyed, looked at her. "Will you buy my hair?" asked Della. "I buy hair," said Mrs. Sofroni. "Take your hat off and let me look at it." Down fell the brown waterfall. $20, said Mrs. Sofroni, lifting the hair to feel its weight. "Give it to me quick," said Della. Oh, and the next 2 hours seemed to fly. She was going from one shop to another to find a gift for Jim. Of course, Della had sold her hair to buy a gift for Jim. She found it at last. It surely had been made for Jim and no one else. There was no other like it in any of the shops. She had looked in every shop in the city. It was a gold watch chain because he possessed a gold watch, and now it was a gold watch chain, very simply made for Jim. Its value was in its rich and pure material. Because it was so plain and simple, you knew that it was very valuable. All good things are like this. It was good enough for the watch. As soon as she saw it, she knew that Jim must have it. It was like him, quietness and value. Jim and the chain both had quietness and the value. She paid $21 for it, and she hurried home with the chain and 87 cents. With that chain on his watch, Jim could look at his watch and earn the time and learn the time anywhere he might be. Jim could look at his watch and learn the time any time he might be. Though the watch was so fine, it had never had a fine chain. He sometimes took it out and looked at it only when no one could see him to do it. When Della arrived home, her mind quieted a little. She began to think more reasonably. She started to try to cover the sad marks of what she had done. Love and large hearted giving, when added together, can leave deep marks. It is never easy to cover these marks. Dear friends, never easy. When 40 minutes her head looked a little better, with her short hair, she looked wonderfully like a schoolboy. She stood at the looking glass for a long time. If Jim doesn't kill me, she said to herself, before he looks at me a second time, he'll say I look like a girl who sings and dances for money. But what I could do? What could I do with $1.87? And 7, Jim's dinner was ready for him. At 7,